I wouldn't necessarily call myself a cyberfeminist. I think that the way that I come to this concept of cyberfeminism for me is through, for example, Nalo Hopkinson's fiction and thinking about how our ancestral legacies have to be part of how we make sense of so-called new technologies, new media, and providing a lens for thinking about media and technology that is very much rooted in our experiences. So in terms of, being online, I think in many ways I was not part of the generation that grew up with the internet, but I do think that I came to it pretty young, and just being online and having a personal blog and an online diary and also meeting other Caribbean folks there. I think there was a period where there was a Caribbean community of bloggers, not necessarily feminists either, that were there kind of early and being a part of that. And later when, I came to a much more consciousness of feminism, and it's what I'm researching and doing, and becomes a lot more central part of my life, then it's just seamless. So I don't think, and I think my point is not to see what is happening online as somehow special or new or different, but to see the continuities with histories and legacies of feminist organizing. I would say that also, as somebody whose research is about Caribbean feminist thought and Caribbean feminisms, a lot of what I do and who I am intellectually was just about coming into the academy, but only being interested in Caribbean thought, Caribbean feminist thought, and really deliberately, because I think a field like women's studies, gender studies, if you think of sexuality studies or queer studies, it's very easy for the defining thinkers to not be people from the Caribbean. And for me, explicitly, I wanted my work to engage with and take up this work as thought, as something that you can use for creating your own thinking, as work that has space for your own thinking. So with that said, it meant that I was learning a lot about histories of women's and feminist organizing in the region. So I'm able to see that a lot of the things that people think of as sort of new and emerging challenges or differences between generations, or even how questions of ethnicity and race play out online, that these are long-standing sort of challenges for Caribbean feminisms, because we are coming out of histories of societies that are so stratified, so structured by gender, by race, class, by all of these exclusions, including homophobia, lesbophobia within women's organizing, that when all of these things that can sometimes play out online and in ways that look confrontational, uncombative, or that seem intergenerational, it's not new, and it's not the new media, and that the young people have certain techniques, and the older folks would prefer other kinds of respectable advocacy and stuff like that. Like that, it doesn't tell the entire story. It is really every generation having to work through a long-standing set of cleavages and stratifications.